watching it, seeing what's happening. I'll turn my webcam on. All right. Catherine says 12:20. Yep, 12:24, in fact. 12:24. Beautiful. All right, let's go look for some stuff. Let's try to track some stuff down. Did I say AM? It's AM for me. It's 11:24 AM because I'm Central. But yeah, 12:20. You guys know what time it is. Everyone here knows what time it is. I'm in Central. If you're in Eastern, you get it. All right. So yeah, Caterpillar was definitely the gap of the day. NVIDIA was phenomenal. A lot of you playing NVIDIA nicely and profitably. It was a strong bearish gap down. Certainly trapped some people. A little tough to play, but really the break was that 5-minute candle right here. Once it took out that first 5-minute candle, that pre-market low, she was gone. Gone with the wind. Here's targets. Michael says target off the 50 EMA. Are you swing trading? Says 76.51. No, it looks like you're day trading it. Okay. 76.51. Stop loss 76.69. Gotcha. So you're going bearish on target. I see. So you're looking at the 50. All right, man. Cool. I would wait on that. I'm gonna wait on that one personally. I don't see an edge that I really love. I see what you're looking at. You got this support right here, previous resistance, and you're at the 50. You got a nice tight stop. This is a double bottom. Volume did increase. It did make a higher low. So at best, you probably get something like this, which if you're scalping it, could certainly work. I'll put it on the list. If you're trading it, I'll keep an eye on it for you. I'm just not going to personally take that one. Ali says, is it possible to day trade with R's around 10,000 or more? Do the day trading strategies work fine, even if working on thousands of shares? Yes and yes. So Ali, I don't know if you've noticed, but that's why we look to and we kind of focus on larger cap stocks. I know most trading rooms, trading companies, they focus on the crap companies of the world, the $4 low float penny stocks. I get that. I don't personally do that because I don't know any wealthy people that trade penny stocks. I know a lot of rich people who do it, but I don't know any wealthy people. So, yeah, we trade. That's why we trade companies like Caterpillar, Apple, Win, Boeing. So you can have as much money as you want, man. You're not going to affect these stocks that we're trading. Joseph says, since I work so much, I need to be able to access recordings on the swing trades. Do you offer this? Let me ask you this question, Joseph. Do you think, what do you think? Let me ask you in a second way. Would it be valuable if I did offer the recordings? Third question, what company doesn't offer the recordings? So the answer is yes. Remember, I said a long time ago, I designed real life trading and the trading rooms to be the best company on the planet, to be the best trading room on the planet. So if you want it, it probably exists. So the recordings, we've been recording every room Monday through Friday for the last 3.5 years. So yeah, man, we got you. Recordings, easily done. Now, the thing is, I did not trade Caterpillar early this morning. I missed it by a single solitary nickel, 5 pennies. I might be trading it again in the afternoon. I am looking for some afternoon rollovers. I'm looking for something that works out well. This was a beautiful gap on Caterpillar. The biggest challenge is we're beginning to trade into some semblance of a support. So a little bit of a support right there. So that could become a problem. So I'm going to watch that just in case. So we'll see if we bounce, because again, there is some support here where we are at this exact moment in time. And the reason I'm drawing it where I'm drawing it is based on this candle and this candle. So those are the two wicks that I used to draw that line, and it did kind of correspond a little bit with some price action over here. So we might bounce off here. We'll just have to see. But yeah, Caterpillar, strong maybe. Boeing, beautiful move. I could easily see the market continuing to roll down today. This is a good gap on Boeing. Once it broke that 100, it was game on. So Boeing, strong on the list. Apple, I'm going to wait on Apple, to be truthful. Win, I'm working on an unravel at some point. PAGS, it's probably too far down there. Bill says, what's your thoughts on Boyd Gaming? By the way, Bill, I replied to your email. Thanks for sending it to me. Boyd Gaming, I actually like that it's up today. And I would let today's candle close. As far as a day trade, I don't see anything exciting. But as far as a swing trade goes, I would want a close above 37.36 with a stop loss right here. I'll put that in the chat pane for you so you have access to that chart just in case you want it. There you go. So that's Boyd Gaming. Trend looks okay. It just needed to rest a little bit because it had already moved so far on a weekly chart. In fact, here's a previous Boyd Gaming chart, Bill. If you want it, I'll give you, I'll show it to you and I'll send it to you. I did not take this trade, unfortunately, only because I can't be in everything. I need a few more 100 million to be in everything that I want to be in. But here is BYD, and I'm going to throw that in the chat pane. So there's Boyd Gaming, and that was my analysis on it. This was back in March 23rd, 2017. And I mentioned it was a target 2 to 3 years away, and it got up there in a year. So nice little move on Boyd Gaming. Anyway, but hopefully you like that chart. It's in the chat pane in case you want it. Tony is posting this as a swing trade set up on Mickey Donald's. Mickey Donald's. And I like it. So McDonald's kind of retesting. I don't know if that'll trigger, but that's usually a good thing, right? I dig that, man. The cool news is for those who are here live in the room or for those who are watching the YouTube stream live on, well, obviously YouTube, today's the Tuesday, which means you're going to be getting the weekly options newsletter set up for today. And that one might be it. We'll see, Tony, but thanks for sending it to me. I do like it. I have taken note of that. But yeah, you will all get an email of the weekly options newsletter set up sometime tonight. That's part of the free room, free week, open house, get access to everything we got. Snapchat is was a nice gap down, but again, you have to applaud Brad for not getting in at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. You got to applaud them because there were tons of people who wanted him to trade Snapchat short at like 13 or 12.78. So here's one thing. Type in a 1 if you want to know a way to determine if you're chasing a stock. Here's a way to know if you are excited. If you are really excited, that's one way. Way number 2, if you have to ask. If you ask the question, am I chasing? You're chasing. Now, let's give you some more quantitative rules. Okay, so those are more emotional. Those are qualitative. Here's some quantitative. It's the only thing I learned in college. If you can look at the chart and see 3 instances where you could have already gotten in bearish, that's another way you know if you're chasing. And another one with the number 3 in it, if you have 3 or more bearish, bullish candles in a row of the same color, right? Whatever color those are, 3 or 4 in a row, wait for a pullback retest. Whatever you're looking at. So for example, here on Snapchat, right? I was in the chat room this morning and everyone was asking Brad to get embarrassed right there. They're like, look at Snapchat. Snapchat's tanking. Snapchat's going down. Look what Snapchat's doing. And he's was saying, guys, I don't know. Wait a little bit because it had already made its move. Steven says 3 instances in the same time frame. Yes, exactly. So if you're looking at the 5-minute chart, or if you're looking at the daily chart, yep, you're absolutely right. So these are 4 ways to kind of know if you're chasing something. I use almost all 4 of them. Let me give you one additional example because I am looking at Snapchat. We might trade Snapchat in just a little bit, actually. But what was interesting is when Brad was getting the most comments on Snapchat was right about here. Right about there, almost the exact low of the day. And the challenge with that is I see an entry on Snapchat, not that I played it, but I see an entry here. I see an entry here. Stop would have been here on the first green line. Stop would have been there on the second green line. And that's 2 of 3 instances, right? So if I'm looking at a 5-minute chart, I'm saying, okay, when can I get into this trade? And I can already see 2 times where I should be in. I was like, all right, I only got 1 left. And then you'll notice this was the low of the day, right? That was a support. So when you see 1, 2, 3 candles in a row of the same color, do you take that breakout? Yes or no? And the answer is no. No, you do not. You wait. Wait for this white candle to come in. And once that white candle comes in, then you have an entry where you go, yeah, okay, I'll take an entry below here with a stop up here or something. And that would have been fine. That would have been a good third setup, but obviously it did not trigger or would not have triggered. So right now on Snapchat, not in the past, but at this exact second in time, that's why I love the day trading room, because we can look at what's occurring. How many bearish candles are in a row right now? Yeah, we got 6. So am I going to take Snapchat right now? No, I'm not. Now, I will begin to plan for a pullback and a rollover, though. That's why I'm going to keep it on the list, and I do like it. But I'm not going to trade a bearish at this exact second because I can already see that I'm missing most of the move. Steve says, thoughts on catching a fade? I have some very good videos how to trade fades in real life, and I'll send that to you, Steve. If I find a good example of a fade, I'll talk about them today. But this is a great video. I think you'll like it a lot. I'll put it in the chat pane. Let me know if you are able to click on that, if you want to confirm that for me, and I'll know that you got it. All right, I'm going to minimize my email because you guys will just see all that inbox blow up all day long. All right, Jordan says, roll over on BZUN. I don't know, man. I don't know. It already made a really big move today. I'm going to say no, at least not yet. There's too much support on BZUN. You keep making higher lows and higher highs. So here's one, here's one. So you keep making higher highs and higher lows on the 5 minutes. So the move was right here. You're trying to force it, yep. But hey, that's okay, man. That's why you're in the room. I'm going to look for you. Guys, I'm just going to let you all know I am going to do a great job of keeping you all from trading. Many of you might even get frustrated by how little myself and Brad trade. And that's beautiful. Because who else is going to have the audacity to tell you, no, I wouldn't take that trade? I don't want you to trade because it's exciting. I want you to trade to make money. So the best traders, people who actually make money, know when not to trade. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen. I can assure you of that. Type in a 3 if you're okay with a little bit of hard love, a little bit of tough love. Because if you're okay with that, then this is the place to be, because I'll give it to you. I'm not going to hold back. If it's not a good trade, guys, I mean, why would you want someone that's like, yeah, take that. It's great. You should get into that trade. Oh, I mean, come on. Give me a break. Have a little bit of tough, like get some thick skin, stay out of trouble. we're gonna help you because things take time. You're not gonna become a millionaire by next Tuesday. So it's easy to lose money with too many wrong entries. So let's help you focus on the right entries and the right timing, and get you to a place where both myself and everyone on the real life trading team will just keep you out of trades. So yeah, feel free to ask us. I'll do my best. If it's not a good trade, we're going to say it. So, or if it's just like, hey, just wait on it. Brad says this all the time. I would rather not be in a trade that works than be in a trade that isn't working. Right? That makes sense. Okay, so Caterpillar looks interesting. Here's the challenge on Caterpillar. This blue line really is a very strong support on the daily. But Boeing, I've been waiting to short Boeing for a long time. I love this drop on Boeing. I think we're going to be able to catch this one. Yeah, look at this 15-minute chart. Look at this 15-minute right here. Now, we might trade this one with options because Boeing is pricey. So you got the S-curve on Boeing. So this is the 15-minute chart. I'm looking for some support for Boeing to potentially retest 341. Okay, it's not going to be that much. I was looking for how much this was going to cost because Boeing can get expensive if you're trading shares. I might have missed that by about a penny anyway. What time is it? 11:40 a.m. Central. So 341 by 342. I think that looks good. That's more than a 1-to-1 by the risk reward. So what am I trying to do right now? Who can tell me on Boeing? What am I trying to do? You got the S curve. You got a bunch of bullish candles that came in. This candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, and it looked good. So I'm just setting up to see if it retests. So I'm going to enter on the retest at resistance. It might not work, but what if it does? So I'm going to set that up because that's really not that much buying pressure. Limit sell by 342.74. New official day trade. Again, for those who use Slack, right there, you're going to be getting your text message alert. If you subscribe, you can set this up to get text messages. So if you're at work or whatever, or traveling, it'll go right to your phone and you can see what I'm trading, what we're trading. It comes with the subscription, not even an additional price, guys. How cool is that? Now, if this trade doesn't fill in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to cancel it. Why 20 minutes? Honestly, it's just an arbitrary number. I would not have caught this trade anyway. Well, I might have set the trade up to enter there. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, right about 20 minutes. Okay. Now, the target will be the low of the day. Stephen, if it does not get down there, then, or if it doesn't trigger, then we'll just cancel it. But that was a nice little rollover. Canada Goose is going bananas. This thing is really flying higher. Very nice gap. It was one of those gaps that should have faded, but it did fade a little bit. It retested and just kind of continued nicely. So the reason I'm being a little patient on Caterpillar is because of this really strong daily support. At 142.91, that is solid. FC says get in on Goose on the retest on the 10. 10 on the daily? Yes. I'm just going to wait on Cat. My friends, as much as I want to trade it, the risk reward on Caterpillar is much less appealing than Boeing. So that's why Boeing is, let me see if I can change this screen, by the way. Let's see what that does. If I click hide video panel. All right. So we have an official setup on Boeing. George says can't get in, not enough buying power. That's okay. Lower the R if you need to, or don't trade it. One of those situations. Or you can increase the size of the stop. It is a little buying power heavy. Interesting. So no, that hiding the video panel didn't do anything. I'm trying to get it where no. Interesting. Oh well, I'll just wait. All right, so we have the gap up, gap down list. We have a pretty decent amount of stocks. One of the stocks that is not that weak today is Salesforce. Salesforce has hung in there pretty well. Inside day candle. Neil's had a put sale that expired worthless, so congratulations for Neil's. FLT is the one that we played bullish yesterday, and it's continuing higher. So FLT, that's again, pretty solid looking trends. That's the one that we day traded bullish, and it was a beautiful trade. FLT likely will continue higher as a swing trade. One to keep on your list, and I have it on the list for today, so we're going to be looking at that one this week. My buddy NG says, how about NCMI bullish? By the way, NG, thanks for being here, my man. I appreciate it. National Cinmedia. For a day trade, that looks nice. Actually looks pretty good for a swing trade too. Advertising and marketing. Look at this channel. So this could be a channel breakout potentially. Wow, what a support at $5. NG, how come you didn't tell me about this one like a month ago, man? Where's that time machine? So look at that. Held up really well in 2008 and traded right back down to that support. That's a huge gain from $5.25 to $8. So as far as a day trade is concerned, that really is a nice gap. If we go into the 5-minute chart, you can see these candles I'm not a big fan of because it's really hard to read. You're not getting tons and tons of data. That's why I very rarely trade less expensive stocks, if at all, for a day trade. But for a swing trade, however, my man, this one is making the list for this week. I'm gonna put it on the list for Thursday. This could be a channel breakout with a gap and go. So let me definitely keep an eye on that one, man. Thanks for sending that my way. I'm gonna pass on the day trade. If I were day trading it, I'd probably have to do it on a 15-minute chart. So my entry would likely be $8.02 with a stop at like $7.73 to give it a little bit of room. Okay, over here to Snapchat. So Snapchat did break down. The time to have gotten in on Snapchat, again, I pulled it up about 5 seconds too late, was when this candle was coming in, this bullish candle, and then you had this candle with a lower shadow. So you would have wanted a breakdown of that support, which would have been about that red line, but you had too many white candles. So I think it's going to retest anyway. So we're going to keep Snapchat on the list. What I'm trying to do is figure out how hard and if the market's going to be bouncing this afternoon. So here's the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones kind of rolling over a little bit. This is the ETF. Here's Deere & Company, and Deere & Company was, oh boy. Oh man, look at that gap. After a 2-day pennant pattern, that is sick. So you had a bunch of people buying here. You had tons of people buying on that candle, and you had people buying on this candle. It was an indecision candle from yesterday, right below all of those lows. Oh my goodness. DE. That could go all day. Wow, that is a good gap. So we got some low of the day. Now, I'm not going to be able to take DE and Caterpillar because they're pretty similar. So if I don't get, well, I'm sorry, I'm not in Caterpillar, I'm in Boeing. All right, I can take both of those then. Melanie says, how far is all day? Oh boy. 139. Until your hands hurt. You probably want to try to hold this one. Now that doesn't mean it's going to work, but it certainly means that it could. 141.90 by 142.90. That'd be $1 risk. This is going to be a lot of buying power to have deer. I might have to do a put on this one. Either this or Boeing. Man, that is a sick move. And honestly, folks, type in a 3 into the chat pane for those who are here if you want an example of a perfect bearish gap and go. Something aggressive, something you can play in the first hour and be done for the day. If you typed in a 3, take your printer, screenshot this. And in fact, I'll give you the, I'll put some arrows on the screen. I'll put the chart in the chat pane. Okay, this candle. I'll write it all in here for you. Huge buying candle, trapped. Print this chart out. High wave candle followed by a indecision candle at a major support. All right, that's the 200 simple moving average. 2-day pennant pattern. Gapping down below the wick of previous days. Type in a 7.6. If you remember what I talked about just yesterday regarding wicks. Yeah, great for those typing in 7.6. Because just yesterday I said, hey, I'm looking for stocks that are gapping just barely below a previous wick. So I'm going to put that chart in the chat pane. Use it, print it out. If you want to take a screenshot of it right now, I'm going to leave it up on the screen just so you can have access to it if you want to take a screenshot of it. But that is the perfect gap and go. You see a gap like that, you have to play it aggressive. Does it mean that it will work? No, but it means that it certainly could. It means that it could. All right. So my buddy Ben is saying that he thinks that Boeing is going to go higher. I kind of want it to go higher to trigger my trade. Let me see if it could go much higher than where I got this entry at. So the volume is still being hung down a little bit. Let me look at this 15-minute chart. It's a very nice S-curve. All right, Ben. We'll see what you're made out of. Cancel Boeing day trade. And if it works, we can all make fun of Ben together. What do you guys think? Does that make sense? We'll all blame Ben like as a group. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just messing with you, brother. All right, but the thing is, I also listen to other traders. I'm not going to say I'm the best trader in the world because I'm not. I can see why it would go higher, and I think Ben has a good feel on it today. So we'll cancel it, and we'll just end up seeing what happens. David's done for the day. My good friend Anchor Lads is watching your videos. Your videos are smooth, super awesome. I made 2 Rs using your gap strategies today. Hey, man, congrats. Anchor, that's phenomenal. Appreciate that, sir. Keep it up. Today was a phenomenal day to be a day trader. All right, so we have the setup on DE. We got that white candle. I'm going to look for a low of the day break. So I canceled Boeing, and we are going to see if this trade will continue lower. So some volume is coming in. It did make that new low. Ben says, triggered into Boeing. You told me to cancel, so I did. Just canceled it, my friend. So we will see if it ends up working, or we could get back in on a breakdown lower. It's fine. But I think you're right. Looking at the 15-minute chart, I think it could pull up a little bit higher. So I think you're right. It was a nice S-curve. We'll just have to see because, again, the SPY and the broader markets really aren't that weak today. But the good news is it's 11:55 a.m. 11 Central, 12:55. Lunchtime is over. The candle that was just put in is a very strong pivot with volume. So if you're looking at shorting anything in the afternoon, it's certainly possible. If we break the low of this candle right here on the SPY that just got put in, if we're going to go lower, this is about the time. So we canceled Boeing, right, and put it into the day trade filled for today, on list for tomorrow. Momo. So DE, that would be a $1 stop. 142.49. So if we take out this low of the day, maybe later in the afternoon, that could be pretty cool. By the way, I know a lot of you are having fun. If you don't want this fun to stop, I do have believe it or not, I actually have another webinar right after this webinar. There was another company and program that reached out to me to ask me if I could host one of their sessions. If you guys want the link to that, it starts right after this webinar. It's 2:15 Eastern. It's investor inspiration, kind of like a group of other traders getting together, presenting, making some presentations. Very similar to what you guys have all seen me do before. It's not going to be anything groundbreaking, but I am doing some back trading. So just in case anybody wants to back trade with me in about an hour and 15 minutes, I'll post that link in the chat pane and here in Zoom and also here on the YouTube live stream that those who are here watching. All right, so we'll have our setup for DE. What I want it to do is just trade sideways for about 10 or 15 more minutes and then potentially break the low of the day. Not saying it will, but it certainly could. Apple is at the 50 EMA, so I'm being very patient on that. Win, I'm about to be unraveling something on Win. Snapchat is doing okay. Caterpillar's just had a very strong daily support, so I'm being patient on that one. PAGS. I know a lot of people are looking at this one. It came back down to its IPO levels. Let's put that on the list for Thursday. Al says, Jeremy, can you tell us how to obtain 9 years of experience in just hours? Be at that webinar tomorrow. Sorry, in an hour and 15 minutes. But the answer is back trading. That is the answer. Back trading. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA's hanging out. ASTC, I think we can take that off the list. It's not doing anything. I'm not going to trade that one. Netflix. Al says, I try to avoid market traders list as much as possible. Gotcha. Yeah, then the answer is back trading. That's what I will be doing So Netflix still cruising on a little bit higher at the present moment. Very strong. Facebook is down, but mediocrely. Traded right to the 10 and then bounced. Yes, that webinar will be free, but if you want other free webinars of me back trading, Ashley just posted one in the chat pane. You're welcome to check it out if you would like to. All right, so DE, again, beautiful, beautiful gap. Stunning. Trading that first 30 minutes would have been delightful. UNH, which I believe is United Health Group. For a day trade, I'm assuming doesn't look bad, actually, because it just made a new all-time high 2 or 3 days ago. So there was a lot of people hopping on bullish right there, right? People waiting for the all-time high breakout to go, this is the time to get in bullish. Finally, it's confirmed. Not here, and not here, and not here, and not here, and not here. But here, the highest it's ever been. This is when I will buy. So there are some people trapped. We're hanging out on the 10 EMA right now. I do actually like this bullish candle that came in. And I think we're below the VWAP. We are. Yeah, it looks good. Let me put it on the list. I could dig a breakdown of that. Mauricio says Baba had a really nice bearish gap and go. Most of the market did. Baba was beautiful. Beautiful. And as Brad was talking about this morning, look at this 5-minute candle. I didn't see Baba this morning, and I'm going to kick myself for that. In fact, Mauricio, I'm just going to say that's your fault. Where's my message, man? I'm just kidding. There were so many good things to look at. That's how I would have set up Baba this morning, just like that. It wouldn't have been a huge winner. I would have eventually lowered the stop from the red line. After these candles came in right here, I would have lowered the stop to there for a small gain. And then after these candles came in, I would have lowered the stop to there, and I would have gotten about 0.7 Rs on this trade. So that trade you could have set up in about 30 minutes. You would have had 30 minutes to set up that trade. That's why I love this candle pattern, ladies and gentlemen, on when I'm day trading. I really do like that high wave, indecisive 5-minute candle. So you wait 5 minutes, you get a relatively small indecisive candle, and then you set up that trade. Diego says, Jeremy, I like what MU is doing. It's almost ready for breakout, but the market needs help. I would wait on MU. I believe their earnings are tonight, unless I missed them. Yep. So Diego, give it time, man. Tomorrow. I just saved you a few $100. You're welcome. Here's SHA. Mike says some calls for Schaefer. Mike says MU. Ah, gotcha. All right. Cool, man. MU will be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I can already tell you my plan for tomorrow. If MU gaps down right into this space, what do you guys think? Are people going to be trapped, yes or no? We got one guy who's going to be trapped, Mike, because he says he's buying into here. So he'll be trapped. And then you have everyone else buying right here. They'll be trapped. Now, it could gap up, right? It doesn't have to gap down. But I'm just simply saying if, right? If it does gap down, that will be the location. Okay, so let me go down this list on the 5-minute chart. Actually, you guys are talking about FedEx. Let me make sure I put FedEx on the list for the afternoon. Because FedEx, I thought their earnings were tonight. Are they tonight? Okay. So let me pull FedEx. I'll put on the list for today and just kind of talk about it. This analysis will still kind of stay the same, but things will actually change a little bit. Because if FedEx gaps down, that could be an interesting trap. All right, so we'll look at FedEx. And again, in the afternoon room, we do look at a lot of swing trades, but of course, we can still plan for tomorrow and play it that way. Mauricio says, I think I mentioned Baba gapping down before market open. You might have. I might have just missed it. But you should have played it, my man. That was easy money. Thomas says, for Baba, you were bullish yesterday. Does today change anything? Consider going long. Here's one of my fun quotes, Thomas. One candle can change everything. So just so that you know, for Baba, I'm also referring to a day trade, right? Are you aware on that? Give me a thumbs up if you. So we're talking about day trading today, number one. But number two, yes, the trend is still bullish on Baba. Trend is still bullish. I don't see that changing for a while. Now, short term, we'll talk about it more today. But if we take out the low of this candle, especially if we close low and low of this candle, then yeah, we're going to be pulling back a little bit more, and it will still be a buying opportunity. It's mostly in a channel. So here's the weekly charts, and the weekly chart, you'll see we've made a new all-time high. It's an evening star reversal on the weekly. So I could easily see reason and rationale for Baba to trade back lower, either into here or into here. But that's when it comes down to your time frame, right, Thomas? It's all about how long do you want to play it? What is your goal? If you're investing in Baba, you're not going to care about those pullbacks. Maybe do a covered call, maybe buy some protective puts, but you're likely not going to get out of your shares, or you probably shouldn't. And if you're day trading, you're going to have plenty of opportunities. So Mauricio said he did make 1.5 hours on Baba. Dude, that's phenomenal. That's all I want. Don't worry about me. I was just kidding about not trading it, but that's, man, if you make money, big smile on my face. I'm happy. Don't worry about me. I'm very pleased that you did it though, bud. Great job. It makes me a happy panda. Even though that's not a panda, I'm happy. That's the best face I can draw. So anyway, Thomas, I don't know if that helps. I will say if Baba closes below the low of today, then one could expect a little bit more of some pullbacks. Yes. Otherwise, I think the trend still looks pretty good. Kevin has NVFY. Marisa says lost 1 hour on Apple. Hey, man, congrats. 50-50 up on the day. That's all that matters. 50-50 up on the day. You sound like me, man. Amelia says, I've made 2 hours on Caterpillar. Nice job, Amelia. Yeah. I love it. Who's asking me a question before that question? Kevin says, Jeremy, I just signed up and I got the welcome email. Kevin, thanks, man. Welcome to the club, brother. We will all welcome you with wide open arms on Slack, I'm sure, any moment, because you'll get that invite for Slack here in minutes, I'm sure. But yeah, man, congrats. Thank you. Really, it means a lot. GES, Steven, I'm still in. Dude, I want to kick down the door. If I had a watermelon, I would throw it right through the window. Yeah, I'm gonna lose an R on guess. I've already put it into my brain. It's gonna happen. Kevin says, when I open the link, it asks for a meeting ID. Yes, we haven't updated those links yet, Kevin. So the link that you have right now is gonna be the same link. So just stay with us for this week. Next week, we're gonna be updating the links. So yeah, just hang into this room for this week, and the next week when everyone signs up, all the traders who join us will be into the new, in the new week, new links, all that good stuff. Appreciate you asking. Ron got a guess yesterday. That's because you're better than me, man. That's because you are better than I am. I can't move my stop yet. I've only been in it 4 days. And I set it up on the daily chart, not the hourly chart. James, so sorry, I've been in and out a lot lately. So your R is based on our risk and not a set price on the stock. Yes, like I don't want to lose more than 50. My R be 50. My 2R gains 100. You got it, James. Yes, sir. One of only a handful of companies that teaches out in the world, surprisingly. Don't know why that is, but no one talks about risk mitigation. Probably because they don't actually trade the markets. Blue Apron looks delish. FC was asking about Blue Apron. I like this as an investment, not even as a swing trade. I think Blue Apron, very good support. You have some good risk rewards. There's a lot of real life traders got in back in here on Blue Apron. And I like this support resistance right here, FC. So if you're playing Blue Apron bullish, I'd have to say thumbs up. It looks good. Diego says, where are you located? I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, my man. Benjamin says, where's your DE entry? DE entry is low of the day break. Hasn't happened yet. Probably won't. I'm keeping an eye on it. Boeing, however, did post a very interesting candle. Whoa. Boeing. Do I have time to do an option trade on this? Wow, those options are expensive. I keep forgetting how expensive options are on Boeing. It only used to be like 2 years ago, $100 stock. As a perfect doji, options are a little bit too spready for me to play that doji, though. I don't have that kind of buying power. That is too much. It would have triggered me in had I left the entry open. So we will see if I canceled it too soon, or if I canceled it appropriately. We'll find out in just a little bit. Falco says, how long do you give yourself in the hourly to move your stop? 2 days, 3 days. That is correct. FC, so should I wait for the 200 simple moving average on Etsy? Depends on your time frame, FC. So what is your time frame? Amelia says, puts on CAD are cheap. They are. FC says, short term. Then I would play it on the hourly and make the 200 SMA be your target. It's all about time frames, buddy. This is how I want to play Boeing right here. I'd have to borrow $1 million or $2 million to play that. It has a lot of buying power. Pat says, how about a debit spread on Boeing? I don't really do debit spreads. You're more than welcome to if you want. I'm not a big fan of limited return. I'll do it in certain situations, but if I'm buying an option, the reason I say expensive for a day trade, it has a 15-cent spread right now. Boeing does on a put, 15 cents. And the options are about $4. So I'm locking up, what is that, 3% of my possible gains on just the spread. So I'm probably going to wait it out. I should have just left my original trade open, but I wanted to cancel it to see the proper timing. We can still play DE. We can still play it again, honestly, on Boeing, because that is a nice little retest. Pat says, I stay away from bad bid-ask spreads on options. It's not bad. It's just not amazing. I know that doesn't probably help that much, but it's not terrible. They're just not as tight as I want. Okay, bearish. So this is still a possibility that I might just set it up again based on this doji. Is this a tweezer top? Ooh, 3 pennies away from a tweezer. I'll kick myself a little bit if I cancel that too early, but that's okay. At least I can blame Benjamin. Blame Ben. That's right. I'm going to get a shirt. I don't think he's here anymore, so I'm not going to make fun of him. There he is. Benjamin says, did I tell you to cancel? It's true. It's true. You didn't say those words exactly. It's very true. IGT. EJ says, thoughts on the bounce? It's a pretty strong gap right here today, man. If I'm playing a bounce on IGT, International Game Technology. Oh, there's a 100 right there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that 24.50, stop at about 23.20, so $1.30 worth of risk. I could get it. I see it. I see why you would want to play that. It would be a longer term play. I don't see anything short term that I absolutely love. No worries, Ben. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. I'm just playing with you. I'm bad at sarcasm anyway, so. But he knows. Ben's cool. I do like this setup right here, though, on Boeing. A take out of that lower shadow. I do like that. I don't think I'm going to play it with options. I think I'm just going to play it with shares. The question is, where will my stop go? And I think my stop's going to go right here. That's a hefty amount of shares. Ben says, I'm from the Midwest. I have a good sense of humor. I've never heard that. I've never heard that before. See, that's the problem is I don't know if that's sarcasm or not. But, man, that was funny. All right, good to know. Mauricio says, what spread would you like on Boeing? Man, I like 5 cents or less on all of my option spreads. 15 cents is just, ugh. For puts, you know, it's a little rough. Marilyn says, you have a big collection here of Midwesters. I like it. So Boeing, strong possibility. It's just going to be a lot of buying power. DE is certainly a maybe. Apple, probably not. Win, probably not. UNH. Oh, UNH is a maybe too. Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. Snapchat. Look at that bounce on Snapchat. No one could have seen that coming. PAGS, I'm just going to take off the list. I'm going to slowly start making this list smaller as we get closer and closer to us being apart from each other. I missed this afternoon rollover on General Motors. Wouldn't have traded it anyway because I don't see any bullish candles before the low of the day break. A lot of you were looking at GM this morning, and it was a good gap. I just didn't play it personally. However, that gap, for anyone who wants to swing trade this bad boy, is almost unquestionably coming into this area. Low 40s. This gap on General Motors will continue to be strong. Okay, am I going to day trade NVIDIA today? So what I'm looking through is I'm looking through the list to find out, am I going to day trade some more stuff? NVIDIA, yeah, it's a maybe. SPY, hasn't taken out that candle yet. So that's the candle I was talking about just a few moments ago. That's going to be a very important candle if we're going to go lower. NXPI didn't do anything all day. CBIO. Nope, I can take that off the list. Target. Good job, Mr. Michael Ward, on your scalp. Off the 50, well done. I like it. So I think you made money on that. Congratulations. Canada Goose. As far as a day trade goes, I'm going to wait. But a swing trade at some point is going to be pretty delightful. And then the Dow Jones. So here's the Dow Jones DIA, and this will be the line in the sand for the Dow, I would imagine. I got my line in the sand. Sounds like a Styx song. I got my line in the sand. Come on and cross it with me. Jesse says, NVIDIA, only trade the day. And you did well on that one, too. Proud of you, Jesse. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So DE, a possible low of the day break. Keeping an eye on it. Boeing. Oh, man. Boeing. Interesting little candle pattern here. This is tough because, again, my setup that I had a moment ago. Ben, remind me, you only trade options, right? Which means I probably could have shorted right here. He says mostly, yeah. Okay. That'll help me. Because, again, I'm just trying to, this might sound like a shock, but if you guys give me about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll memorize everyone's trading plan, style, and trades that you're in. So it takes a little bit of time, but I will eventually learn everything, how you guys trade, and I'll help you out with your trades. So Boeing, I do kind of like that setup. Tony says that's conservative. It's more like a week. Nah, man. It's a little longer than that. What time is it? 12:20. Okay, so this was a 5-minute candle that just closed. Let me wait 1 more minute. I want to wait for that. If this 1-minute candle can close bullish, I think I'll take it. If it does not and it breaks lower, then I'll just do a limit sell. Gotcha. Very cool, Ben. Very cool. So it looks like it's going to break that short-term support, which will probably just, I should have left my original order open. So now what I have to do is I have to look back, and I could have taken this trade. So that's 1, 2. This is really the third one right here. As far as am I chasing this trade or not? This is the third iteration. That's a pretty look. That's a pretty chart on the 15. It'd be very easy for us to tell this stock what we want it to do. $340.76 Boeing. 340.76 limit sell by 342.20. Sorry, I canceled the other one too fast. Giant chicken. Let me see if I can get this into the worksheet. Okay, so day trades, current month. Fitsum says, don't you think Boeing is going sideways on the daily? Big picture it is, yes. Day trading, let's hope not. It's a pretty strong gap, man, on a day trade. Pretty strong gap. All right, perfect gap and go. 340.76 is doing it right now. Sell custom, OCO bracket. 340.76 limit sell. Stop loss 342.20. And target will be just the low of the day. We can put it at 339 even. I can update that later. Okay, in. All right, filled immediately, 340.84. Okay. And the good news is we'll know exactly the timing of this trade. 340.84. Very simple. What time is it? 12:23. We have, and I will give this max 37 minutes to break this red line. 37 minutes to break the red line. Doesn't mean the trade will work, but getting into it, I like the location. If it does not make a new low, because again, my stop is above this pivot. It's also above the 10 EMA on the 15. I really like the look of the 15-minute chart. So I'm gonna give that one 37 minutes. That's kind of my time frame. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, I'll lose an R. If it does work, I'll make more than an R. It's pretty nice. Brent, so this is a bearish trade, Mr. Olson, on Boeing. This is a bearish position. I'll make you a deal, Brent. Email me. We'll work out sometime. I'll walk you through Thinkorswim. If you sign up for the room, I'll show you how to use it. Otherwise, I'm just go to Boeing, right-click the screen, OCO, sell order, rock it out. DE, possible rollover, but there's a lot of stuff there, so we're going to wait on DE a little bit. Apple, I think I'm just going to take Apple off the list for now. Win, I'm waiting for Win to do an unravel on a credit spread. Jim says, Ashley, please email me the link to join both morning and afternoon rooms, especially I saw earlier today. And here's my email. Oh, thanks, Jim. Oh, and you're a pilot too. How exciting. This is going to be super fun. We got about 7 pilots in the room, I think, Jim. What airline? If you're allowed to say it. If you're not, no big deal. I'll keep it quiet. Mark says, do you think Docu is a buy long? Not today, not yet. It did rally semi-nicely. I could be mistaken on it, obviously, but it was a pretty decent gap. Let's see how this one closes, Mark. I'm going to look at it in the afternoon. How about that? Because it's going to be all about how today in the market, how we close. It's going to be very, very important. So if we close like this, that hammer candle, yeah, we're going to keep going higher if we make a higher high. So there's a trader in a collar on DocuSign right now. So we'll see what that ends up doing. But yeah, that looks pretty good overall. So let's look at that in the afternoon if that's cool. Jim says, built my own plane. What? Nice. I can barely build my dinner plate, man. I'm like, what do I put on this thing? Proud of you, dude. That's cool. Very cool. Yates says, that's a good looking candle. That like PVL that stopped me out by 9 cents. Brave to have your stop at my entry, Yates. You're a brave man. Yates is trying to beat me, guys. No, man, I'm just try it again. I think it'll give you another shot. It'll give you another shot. I might exit this one early and then just prove a point and then sell it again, do it again later. Pivotal. So we talked about this one in the afternoon yesterday. I had a trader terrified of buying at this price because it was going to keep dropping lower. I was like, well, I mean, maybe not. Google. So Google's hanging out. Here's Amazon. This thing. Ron says, what do you think about BZUN? I like it off the 50 for the trend to go higher. It hit my first target, Ron, so now it has to retest, and then next target's $80.19. So look to play it off the 50, give it a little bit of room. If it doesn't bounce off the 50, play it off the 100. If it doesn't bounce off the 100, play it off the 2. But I do like Falco's put sale for August. Had a put sale on Carvana, CVNA. That one expired worthless. And Carvana just ripping. Speaking of ripping, IQ today at 44.23. Beautiful move. This is the spot to sell some IQ. If you are long some shares, many of you are/were. Joseph Smith III says, is this time to give you stock to look at? If it is, LTM is heading lower into a solid support, maybe to go bullish. LTM Airlines. Yep, you're correct. I like that support. Let me put that on the list, Joseph, for Transportation Thursday. I'll look at it in the afternoon room and we'll see if it's a buying spot worth buying. Dennis says, what's the target on Boeing? Low of the day, Mr. Hand. Low of the day. About an R and some change. I usually don't put targets for that first 10, 15 minutes just in case I get lucky. Boeing is one of the only trades I've ever had a double-digit R win on. And I can actually show you the day. Got 12 R's in about 6 minutes. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? I'm never going to put a target in. I'm just going to let this one. I will show you the exact day it occurred on too. Right here. August 20th, 2015. Yeah, guys, by the way, this was pure luck. So don't think I was an amazing trader. This was 100% luck. I say it was luck. It also had a very good gap. Right, so if we're looking at this is the big bullish candle, right? This candle had a lower shadow. This one had a lower shadow. It was below the 200. And so we got in like right about here, the stop right here, and it just, I mean, boom. So that was, man, amazing. So I usually don't set a target for the first like 10 to 15 minutes just in case something cool happens. It's very rare. And by rare, I mean it never happens. Last time it happened was 2015. But until then. So let me go over here to the SPY and see if we're taking out that pivot candle yet that I talked about. Can't find where we are. Yep, we did. We just took out that candle. Okay. Cool. So that should help out our Boeing trade, hopefully. I gave it 37 minutes to break this line right here. I'm still a little peeved that I canceled the trade early, and I'm sorry about that. We'd already be up half an hour if I just left it alone. It's not Ben's fault. It's my fault. I got scared. UNH. So sorry I didn't get a chance to play UNH. I forget who asked about that one. That was a really good setup. A break below this candle right there and this candle right there. Entry here, stop here. The challenge is this is also an expensive stock and I probably run out of buying power. So I don't know. I'm not saying the trade couldn't work, but if you are in UNH, I can see why. It's a little spready. And it's a lot of buying power to be in both. Caterpillar does look like it's going to break down a little bit. So again, this blue line is a daily support that I had drawn. And if I was playing Caterpillar, I'd look to short on a pullback. But remember, we're already in on Boeing. So in the afternoon, I'm very rarely in more than 2 trades because I don't want to lose. I don't like losing that much. So if you're playing Caterpillar, this is an okay trade. But again, that's a pretty hefty amount of buying power. So we'll just wait for Boeing. We're in Boeing. It's working out. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait because the risk reward on this one is not even a 1-to-1 by the low of the day. So I'm just going to wait it. I'm going to wait it out. Norman says, what stocks are you trading at the moment? What time frame, Norman? I'm assuming you're asking about day trades. The only day trade that we're in presently together is Boeing. That's the only one. That's the one that I posted in our Slack channel. So again, if you ever want to subscribe to Real Life Trading. It's open and ready to subscribe. Incredible discounts are available. Huge discounts. I pay more for my cell phone bill than the cost of Real Life Trading right now. And once you purchase this, you're locked in at this price forever. This is your price. You get grandfathered in. So 2 years from now, when it's going to be $250 a month, you'll have it at $179. So yeah, I'll throw that into the YouTube link as well for those who are watching live on YouTube. Appreciate you being here. If you guys want to hop in, less than your cell phone bill. And the reason my cell phone bill is that high is because I pay two lines. Secondly, swing trades. We got Cisco, HPE, QD, Guess. Here's QD. So QD is down a little bit, and then we got Pivotal Software that we were talking about earlier. So those are the swing trades and long-term, Apple, Square, Budweiser, British Petroleum. Love some Southwest Airlines. Christopher says, that's a high cell phone bill. I have 4 lines for $129. That's what people keep telling me, man. How about this, Chris? It's the same price that you're going to spend on food every month, every week. It's definitely less than that. Michael says, which provider do you use? Verizon. VZ. Speaking of Verizon, up 1.9% today. Here's the weekly. Very sideways. AT&T and the Time Warner merger. AT&T, this is the weekly. Here's the daily. And it gapped down and kind of getting a little bit bought up today. Yates says, I got a smaller position into TCEHY. So 10-cent holdings is at $50. $0.10 pulling back. Yates is adding a little bit. Mr. Robert Falco says real life trading is really an investment in yourself. Then if you're really wanting to trade, it'll be priceless. Jan, you can pay me later. Thank you, Falco. I appreciate that. Yeah, folks, it's the truth, though. I mean, I'll talk about it for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to go look at our Boeing trade. Here's the deal. Most people think it's safe and it's a good investment to buy a house and to go to college with a student loan. However, very few people will spend $200 a month on themselves where true learning occurs. So yeah, you'll go into a debt of a mortgage for 30 years, and you'll go into a student loan debt for 30 years, and you'll have credit card debt. None of those things are risky, but $200 every single month on myself, yeah, I can't spend that. Think about it. If you're buying a house or you're buying college courses or whatever you're purchasing, where's that money going? If you're spending the money on yourself, you're going to get the value that you're going to learn in order to do the things that you need to do in order to make more money. So it's just smart. Vincent says, even if you have to leave for a period of time, you're locked in. That is correct. Brandon says, just like buying a book or going to a conference, can you put a price on growth? All it takes is one idea to completely change your life. So true. So true. And the ironic part is most people are pretty comfortable spending, like I said, money on a house or money on a college course or putting or buying a car. A lot of people are very, very comfortable buying a car. But people don't invest in themselves. It's a little bit backwards. It's a little backwards. Chris says, if I had the capital to consistently day trade, I would have joined. Capital's there, man. Let's go get it. Christopher says 25 is the limit, though. Is it? I thought you had the ability to day trade professionally for only $3,000 and get $30,000 of funds to trade with. I thought that was a thing. I can't remember. I know somewhere there's a video about how to day trade with less than $25,000. And it's an entirely free program to learn about. Somewhere. It's somewhere. So Boeing, a little bit of a bullish candle, because remember, I mentioned it needed 37 minutes to break this candle. What is interesting, though, is the SPY did take out that support and the Dow Jones did take out that support. So I'm going to try to hold through this retracement. I'm going to try to hold through. I don't want to, but it did not break the level that I wanted it to break through. It doesn't look like it's going to work, but the 10 EMA is below the 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to hold this one just in case. Peter says, I'm sold, signing up tonight. Thanks, man. And really, I mean, I appreciate you guys' kind words, but it's it's so, I don't know, it's just so simple for me to pay for something that I really like. I'm the easiest person to sell in the world. Chief says, buying for a year comes out to $7 a day. Ooh, I didn't think about it like that. Nice. Very nice. Brand says, looks like a double bottom on the one. It is right now. That's why I don't like it. It is a double bottom. I had that little gap up. Did not break that support. The Dow broke that line, actually closed below that line, and SPY, it could be a trap. I'm just going to try to hold this one a little bit longer. I might be wrong. It's only an R if I lose. But, yeah. All is well. Here's the hourly chart. Hourly chart. Interesting. Look at the 15-minute. So again, our stop is above the 10 EMA on the 15, so that'll help it a little bit. A little bit. If we don't break that price, that support at 340.14, then that's when I'll know that we need to get out. But really looking at the 5-minute, that 5-minute looks brutal. Looks like a strong gap. Jordan, DE, you can cancel. Just made that new higher low right there, so I don't think it's going to break the low of the day anymore. If you had that trade open, you can cancel it for now. Yeah, Boeing's going to break. I don't want to. Let's go ahead and exit Boeing. Going to lose 0.5R. You hate losing on a trade. It's never fun, but it's always better than losing huge. That 5-minute chart, it broke down beautifully. It did not take out that new low, and then it actually gapped up 3 cents. So if I hide the moving averages and I hide everything, I'm looking at these candles. I really do not want to exit. I never want to exit, but if I'm going to exit early, it's going to be on a stock that's gapping on a 5-minute. So you get this bearish candle, lower shadow, black candle, gaps up, open of that candle, 340.74. The close of the prior candle is 340.71. So technically it's a bullish gap and go. Very nice Marbozu candle, only to go higher. Just got to get out. Got to get out. Mauricio says, I haven't seen this. Yeah, man, just came out today. About an hour ago. This is the special for the free week. It will end on Monday. Yeah, man. Andy says, what's your target on the SPY? So by the way, I'm fully out of Boeing. Out on Boeing. 341.70. So we're going to lose on Boeing. It's okay. That's just, it did not take out that low and it needed to. So when you're wrong, just be wrong quickly. It's a very choppy day. Andy says, what's my 2018 target on SPY? I'll let you know this afternoon because it's all going to depend on how today's candle closes. It all is going to determine on how it closes. Jacob says, good risk mitigation. Thanks, man. I never like to exit, but that feeling never goes away. You can trade 400 years and you're going to be like, man, I don't want to get into this trade. Joseph Moore says, can you show the slide on the specials again? It's just a website link. It's not really a slide. I'll send you the link, Joseph. It's in the chat pane if you want to click on it. Very simple. Everything we offer, access to everything along with our community, $179 a month. If you want to do the yearly special, it's $8. It comes to $8 a day. So it's a massive savings. I'll talk more about it this week. I'm a bad salesman. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, that's cool. If you see value, you'll buy. And if you don't, it's all right. I'll just have to try harder next time. What else do we got out here? Dean says entry idea on Wing Zone. Wing Zone, W-I-N-G. Also known as Wingstop. Wow, great gap today on Wingstop. I think it traded down to the 50. It actually broke the 50. Okay. Decent volume. I'd wait on Wing. It looks like it's going to bounce a little higher. Got a pretty interesting wave rotation, but this was a nice double bottom, close of the neckline, and this was the retest of the neckline. I'd personally wait on Wing a little bit. Bill says GWPH. Dean says, shut up and take my money. Appreciate it, man. GWPH Pharmaceuticals. Bill says plan buy at 150.64. I like it. Looks good, Bill. Right off the 50, bullish engulfing candle. You have a little bit of a bearish candle today with an upper shadow. Thumbs up. Robert says, is there a special for just the morning room? So that's a good question, Robert. So normally, the morning room is $199. So just buy the $179. You'll get $20 discount, and you'll get other rooms if you want them. If you don't want them, that's fine, but you'll get more if you do. So we got about 14 minutes left together, and then I have another webinar that I'm doing, and then I have a podcast right after that, and then I have the afternoon room from 5 to 6 Eastern. That's going to be for Tech Giant Tuesday, hoping to set up some swing trades. Benjamin, I already got it on my other screen over here. It would have stopped me out to the penny and then run and then turned. It's okay. I got it out for half an hour loss. I can live with that. 0.6 Rs, not a big deal. I'll lose that every day, man, to make a 4, 5, 6 R trade. Not a worries. There's so many trades, so many opportunities every single day. So many trades. Like sometimes you just get really weird days, and sometimes you get really phenomenal days. We're getting some great gaps, and it's going to be all about how this SPY closes for me to kind of do some modeling for the end of the year. Obviously, I could be wrong, but we shall see. I have a trader asking for OLED. And OLED has just been getting wrecked recently. The interesting part about Universal Displays is it did make a new low. They made a new low right into here, and that's where everyone's going to hop on bearish, and it might be trapping them. So here is the weekly chart. And again, you got some support there. Long term, I think OLED is on the monthly 100, if I remember correctly. Nope, it's far away. Okay, wrong stock. So anyway, universal display. If I was going to play this one bullish, it'd be a very tight stop. I would enter above the high of this candle like this with a stop right there because everyone is shorting when they short the breakout for some unknown reason. So they're shorting right now. So if you're going to play it bullish, this is the support. It offers pretty good risk reward. Pretty good risk reward if you're playing OLED. That's all I have on it. As far as a day trade, I'd actually probably play it bullish. Yeah, looks a little bit more bullish on a day trade level for me. Lawrence Baker says day trade Nadia. I haven't heard of Nadia. N-A-D-A. I'm assuming you mean NVIDIA, but I don't know for sure. I don't know what NADA ticker is. Oh, nada. Sorry. How dumb. Gosh, I'm so lame. No, I did day trade Boeing today and I lost half an hour. I feel good about our exit though, team. I really do. You never want to exit, but as soon as I start hoping for the trade to roll over, that's when my mind goes, start looking to get out, start looking to get out, start looking to get out. Because if I'm hoping on a trade, that doesn't mean it's working, at least not very well. It did everything it should until this candle and this candle showed up. And then once those two candles showed up, it's like, I don't want to exit. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong, you know, but be wrong. It's okay. Just think about it like a coin flip. Let me ask you all a question for those who are here. If we played a game where I flipped a legitimate coin, or fine, you flipped a coin. Doesn't matter who flips the coin. And you pick heads or tails. And every time you're wrong, you give me $500. But every time you're right, I give you $1,500. Do you play the game? Yes or no? Yeah, it's a steal. Exactly. It's a steal. You got to play that game. Stealing that from Dean Chance. You got to play that game. So that's trading. But the crazy part is a lot of people don't play that game. Most people do not. Most people say no because they're afraid of being wrong. They're afraid of losing money. I'll go get a loan to play that game. And in a way, it's trading. So I wouldn't short Boeing right now, Mr. Thomas Cook. I would wait because it gave me all the signals that it was not going to roll over. So yeah, I wouldn't short it right now because that looks like a trap that the market just kind of put in. It broke a very nice support and then just rocked higher. So DE, I was really hoping it would break, but it just broke higher. I would have just gotten trailed out if I was in bearish on DE from this morning. I would have gotten trailed out right there. That would have been my stop. So if you're in DE, I don't think there's only one trader in DE bearish, and they've been in for a while. So if you're in DE, take your gains, lock it in. Move on to something else. Certainly, though, we're going to be keeping our eyes on some of these gaps, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not saying that we're going to go lower. I'm not saying we're going to go lower, but I'm going to absolutely keep my eyes on it just in case. Brandon, yep, you're already taken care of, my man. We're already fixing that. Already got you covered. No other company will do that, but we will. Thomas says the chat is pretty cool. You like answering our questions and stuff. Yeah, man, we try at least. Theory says the market is so extended that lower is the next logical step. Extended, how so? On what rationale? What statistical evidence are we extended? I'm just interested to know what you think. Is Walmart ready to bounce up? Maybe. It's been very whipsawy recently. If you're playing Walmart, I would say yes if you have a long time frame or a very short time frame. Medium, it's just really choppy. I mean, this is hard to trade even in hindsight. So if you're playing Walmart, yeah, if you got a 2-year perspective, I'd be buying some Walmart here. Or if you got like a day or two perspective and you're looking at just taking some quick scalps, entry above 83.40, stop at 82.40, and target up here at this resistance, then yes. Otherwise, I'd probably wait. Robert says, if I buy the trading room today, when would be the next payment due? 30 days from today. So it's a 30-day billing cycle. So it's not monthly. Like if you buy now and the next payment's July 1st, it's not like that. It's pretty much like any other subscription. You buy now, 30 days from now, it'll renew automatically. That's a very good question. Michelle says, MU, when would you get out? Depends, Michelle. What's your time frame? Richard says, and you could skip a month and still be locked in. Yes, some people go on vacations, have honeymoons, have weddings, deaths in the family. We'll pause your account, still be locked in. Absolutely. Terry says, Qs and IWM have been up for weeks. Time to have a pullback, nothing major. That I agree with, and I think we're actually pulling back right now. I think this is it. I think you're absolutely correct. I think this is what we're getting right now is the retracement. Michelle, let's see. I'm trying to answer Michelle. She says already owned, but heading up now. So again, what's your time frame though on MU? If you own it, I mean, if you own it, I'm assuming it's longer term. If you're using the word own. So if you own MU, you own shares, keep holding. Earnings are tomorrow. So the only considerations I would have is if MU gaps below 56, then I would buy some protective puts on Micron just to protect myself, because that would be a pretty nice bearish gap and go. But if you're owning shares long term, keep holding them. Just look to protect yourself in case it gaps down. I do have a put sale on Seagate Technology that's still open. Here's STX, and this is down here for July at 50. We got 4 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes, and then we'll be back for Tech Giant Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Donald says, what is a protective put? I bet you $179, Donald, that I have a video on it. Adjusting the trade, protective puts. This video alone is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Not exaggerating. Such a good video. Protective puts are just puts that you buy when you own shares. I'll send you the video. Here you go. It's in the chat pane. If you guys have any questions on it, let me know. But very, very good video, super useful. I went to a course that taught 1/3 of what I teach in that class and paid $1,700 for the course. And they were talking about protective puts. Neil says MU earnings are after the close tomorrow and 6:20. Yep, that is correct. Perfect. Answering you guys' questions. Everything's looking good so far. Ingrid says, are you joining Investors Inspiration for webinar today? Yep, I am. I'm doing that in 18 minutes. Karen says, EA, if it breaks low of the gapping candle, any thoughts? Bullish trend on EA, buy the dip at the 20 EMA. This is where I would look to do it. 20 EMA, you have a retest gap right here. It's in a very nice bullish trend, gorgeous bullish volume. You had a retest gap last time right here, and it retested and then bounced. So I would look and wait for that dip into the 20 and play it accordingly. Christopher says CELG long-term. I don't personally own any positions on CELG. I know a trader or two who do. So long-term on CELG for me, it's had a very nice pullback. And it is off at the 100 on a monthly, Mr. Christopher. So my answer would be yes. One last question. Traders asking on YouTube about Google. Google long or look for a short due to market sentiment. I never short Google because it's the best, probably one of the most powerful companies in the world. I agree it's out of resistance. I understand that entirely, but I wouldn't short it here just personally. It's in a very nice bullish trend. I think it's a matter of time before Google breaks higher. To answer another question from earlier, I do not short dividend paying stocks, at least very long. I'll short them for a day or two, but I'll usually just buy puts rather than actually short the stock if it's a dividend paying. Google does not pay dividends, but anyway. All right, team. That was a fun day. I did lose small on Boeing, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to admit it. I'm going to tell people. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to sweep it under the rugs. Yep, I lost a little bit of money today day trading. Guess what I'm going to do tomorrow? My best to make more than I lost today. It's easy. Control your risk. Every single day, that's all I'm doing is losing small, losing small, losing small. And I will have one day or maybe 2 or 3 days in a week where I will have a phenomenal win. And my goal is to simply get 10% a month, 10 R's a month. And that can stacked up. That can be a bunch of 0.3 R trades or 2 R trades. But 10 R's a month, sometimes I get there, sometimes I don't. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see you all this afternoon from 5 to 6 Eastern for Tech Giant Tuesday. I might see some of you in the Investor Inspiration webinar in the next 15 minutes. And for those who like cryptocurrencies and the IR4 podcast, I'll see you all Thursday when that gets released. But between now and then, you're awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being incredible people. Thank you for helping me enrich lives. I'll see you all later.